The road to the general election just shifted. Tonight on Our News.
At least 2 new seats set to be added in the lower chamber. I'm Delvado Emmanuel. Stay tuned to Our News tonight for the full details.
And the familiar name back in the race. Former Bamboo Town MP Renwood Wells confirms his plans to contest the seat. Why he says he's confident voters will send him back. Also, a deadly start to the day in Eleuthera. 2 men killed in a head-on collision on Queens Highway. The road shut down for hours. Then in Our News at 7:30, Grand Lucayan Resort back in the spotlight. The opposition accusing the Davis administration of slow progress, raising questions about Grand Bahama's economic future. Our News, live at 7, starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. Voters will be heading into this year's general election with a very different map. 2 new constituencies are being added, changing who votes where and who runs where. The long-awaited Boundaries Report confirms 2 of the country's largest constituencies are being split. Our Delvado Emmanuel gets us started tonight. He breaks down what these changes mean for communities and voters and speaks with the 2 MPs whose political reality about to shift.
Just minutes into the first sitting of Parliament this morning, House Speaker Patricia DeVoe tabled this Boundaries Report. Now, this document recommends the creation of 2 new seats, one being Bimini and the Berry Islands and St. James and Western Providence.
Madam Speaker!
The report was compiled by the Constituencies Commission, which was chaired by the House Speaker and deputy chaired by Justice Gregory Hilton, and included MPs Chester Cooper, Dr. Michael Darville, and Shannon Cartwright. The 5-member commission said in its conclusion that they debated the option of redistributing electoral boundaries across the country. In the end, they noted that the majority of the commission members recommended the increase of the number of electoral constituencies from 39 to 41. The report stated, the two new seats shall be St. James on the island of New Providence and Bimini and Berry Islands, which was previously a part of the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency and North Andros and Berry Islands respectively. And here's the breakdown. When it comes to the new Bimini and Berry Islands constituency, it will absorb 4 polling divisions from West Grand Bahama and Bimini, and the Berry Islands will no longer be attached to North Andros. As for the new St. James seat, it will absorb several polling divisions from the Killarney, Golden Isles, Tall Pines, and Southern Shores constituencies. Current Killarney MP and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis reacting this morning. He says he doesn't think it will hinder his re-election plans.
I'm not a runner. All right? I've been in Killarney throughout, and I intend to stay in Killarney, but I will review and see what the changes are and see whether I've gotten some new polling divisions, which meant that if that's the case, then I'll have to aggressively approach those areas immediately.
West End and Bimini MP Kingsley Smith also weighing in, telling reporters that the split in the Northern Bahamas is good news for the people of Bimini.
This is something that they wanted for years now. If you look at Bimini Island, Bimini is an island. It's not the regular island anymore. It's almost like a city. They have everything that needs for them to strive economically.
Splitting the constituencies wasn't the only change. There were also slight name changes for 2 Family Island constituencies. The S was dropped from Exomas, making it the Exoma and Ragged Island constituency, while the word Central was added to the Mangrove Key and South Andros constituency. Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks for that, Delvado. And the map may be set, but the argument about it isn't over yet. Even with 2 new constituencies now confirmed, the FNM says it's ready for the general election, but raising concerns about voter balance, fairness across seats, and what members believe are missed opportunities in the boundaries review. And with government pushing back, Danielle Miller breaks down the political back and forth coming up in our news at 7:30. Meanwhile, after getting a first-hand view of the newly tabled Boundaries Commission report, Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain says news of the 2 new seats came as no surprise. We spoke with Bain outside the House of Assembly Wednesday as parliamentarians met for the first time this year. The COI leader telling our news the Davis administration has been transparent about creating 2 additional constituencies.
I can tell you that I think it was necessary. Those constituencies are very big, and so we have no objections to that. There are other constituencies that are large and that need to be balanced out. So right now we think it's a good move, and we'll be ready.
And do you plan to fill those seats?
We're going to run in every single constituency in the country.
Meanwhile, former Bamboo Town MP Renwood Wells says his name will be on the ballot for the constituency in the upcoming election. Wells previously served as Bamboo Town MP after being voted into office under the Progressive Liberal Party in 2012, and then for the Free National Movement in 2017 after crossing the House floor. Wells previously held several ministerial posts, including agriculture, marine resources, and health. The former MP spoke with our news outside the House on Wednesday and told us he's confident he'll be re-elected.
Lord willing, my name will be on the ballot at the next general elections for Bamboo Town, what I've always brought. Excellent representation.
Now, so far, the PLP has ratified 14 candidates. The FNM is well ahead with 28, and the Coalition of Independents says it has already ratified 35 candidates for its slate. As for Bamboo Town, the FNM has officially ratified its party chairman, Dr. Dwayne Sands, while COI has named Maria Daxon as its candidate. However, the PLP has yet to ratify a candidate for that seat, which is currently held by House Speaker Patricia DeVoe. And that raises the question tonight, with Wells confirming he'll be on the ballot, will he run under the FNM banner or as an independent?
The next election, my name certainly will be on the ballot, Lord willing, for Bamboo Town.
All right, 2 men dead tonight following an early morning traffic fatality in Palmetto Point, Eleuthera. Police say it was just before 7 when officers responded to a crash on Queens Highway. They say 2 vehicles collided while traveling in opposite directions. The first, a white Ford Transit driven by a male with 2 passengers. 2 of the occupants were airlifted to New Providence, while the third was treated and released from a local clinic. The second vehicle, a Nissan Bluebird, which carried a male driver and one male passenger. Both men ages 21 and 28 had to be extracted using the jaws of life and were pronounced dead at the scene by a local doctor. Our News understands one of the victims was allegedly wearing an ankle monitor and was out on bail in connection with a shooting on the island. Police say Queens Highway was closed for about 3 hours, causing significant traffic congestion as it's the only road connecting North and South Eleuthera. And a man who threw a loaded gun from a car following a police pursuit has been sentenced to 2 years in prison. Magistrate Lennox Colby sentenced 20-year-old Kinoja Booth after he pleaded guilty to charges of possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. On January 4th, police officers say they were patrolling near Meadow and Augusta Streets when they saw a gray Honda Civic without any license plates. The officers signaled for the driver to stop, but a chase reportedly ensued. The pursuit ended when the car crashed into a wall on Ferguson Street. That's when Booth reportedly tossed a loaded 9mm pistol onto the roof of a nearby home. And 70 public school graduates awarded scholarships worth up to $60,000 during a recognition ceremony held on Tuesday. The awards were presented by Scholarship and Loan Division of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training as part of the Public School Scholars Program. Established in 2015 by former Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald and former Administrator Dr. Monique Hinsey, the program aims to promote college readiness and equity by requiring partner institutions to offer matching grants. National Scholarship Advisory Committee Chairman Robin Lyons says the program goes beyond financial assistance, noting that many recipients would not have been able to pursue tertiary education abroad without government support.
Members of the committee, as well as members of the division from the Public School Scholarship Unit, have traveled to the Family Island, done extensive both virtual and in-person training sessions, info sessions, going to schools, training with guidance counselors, making resources available to parents and students, and really heralding this kind of understanding that this is not a Nassau scholarship. These are for Bahamians, even Bahamians who are presently abroad.
And this year's cohort shows a strong national reach, with Family Island students accounting for 62% of the awardees. Of the 70 recipients, 44 are from Family Island schools, with the largest group hailing from St. George's High School in Grand Bahama. Many members of the 2025 cohort have already begun their studies at North American and Canadian institutions, including Middle Tennessee State, St. Leo, and the University of the Ozarks. Education Minister Glenys Hanna Martin echoed those sentiments, marking 10 years of the program and praising its role in building national capacity. She encouraged recipients to return the investment to the Bahamas through leadership and service after completing their degrees.
After you have gone through this program, through university, PhD, whatever it is, that is when you begin to come of your own. It's the foundation, and the possibilities are limitless. Like the minister, former minister has indicated, we believe in the Bahamian child. We know it's our most important, precious, and valuable resource, and we know that the future of this country will be as good as how we produce and prepare our young people for the next generation. So to the young people here, we are counting on you that when you go out there into the world, that you do your best.
All right, and congratulations to all those recipients. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he is standing by in the Weather Center. Happy Hump Day, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Another nice evening setting up on the outdoors. 74 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. The winds out of the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 74. Temperatures right now around the Family of Islands. We are looking at 72 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, 71 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Pickup 73 is Alistown, Bimini, Great Harbour Key, the Berry Island, 75 over in Nicholstown, Andros, and in Governor's Harbour, Eleuthera. Central Bahamas, 76 in Kempis Bay, 77 Black Point, Exuma, 72 in Arthurstown, Cat Island. Pickup 74 is once again in Georgetown, Exuma, as well as in Port Nelson. Rum Key, 73 in Coburn Town, San Salvador, Deadman's Key, Long Island, 75. 77 in Duncantown, Ragged Island. String of 76s, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, and in Abrahams Bay, Meguana. And 77s, Matthew Townie, Naguana, Good Neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands. Satellite radar composite, it is quiet across the area, high pressure in charge. We have some leftover moisture with a little boundary that's just to the north of the Bahamas. That's still sparking a few showers, mainly near the Bimini and the Grand Bahama area. And we have a couple of spotty showers moving across the central and southeast Bahamas. That high will stay with us for the next several days, and we expect some warmer temperatures during that time frame. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast still to come.
Coming up in sports, 2 different DAs, same results Tuesday night. Everyone gets a W.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
It's where history meets justice. These courts decide the future, one case at a time. From e-filing to specialized courts, change is already taking root. But challenges remain. Backlogs, resources, and aging facilities still test the system. On January 14th, we are live for the opening of the legal year. Join us as we take you inside the ongoing modernization of the judiciary and explain what it means for you and for the administration of justice. Only on RTV.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by Tanthier Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The Lakers defense was becoming this much maligned talking point on social media, so DeAndre Ayton figured he had to do something about it. Okay, LeBron and Luka kinda helped. Ayton posted his 13th double-double of the season and anchored the Los Angeles Lakers defense in the team's 3rd straight win. He had 18 points and 11 boards to go along with 2 blocked shots in their 111-103 win over the New Orleans Pelicans last night. He shot 9 for 16 from the field and ranked 2nd in the league in field goal percentage at 70. Ayton had some key moments in the Lakers' 4th quarter push where they outscored the Pelicans 32-17. The second half of the back-to-back is tonight in San Antonio. Dayton Albury's been with 3 different programs in the last 3 seasons, but this is the one that feels like he can get to end his career with a run in the NCAA tournament. Albury rebounded from one of his worst shooting games of the season to get himself and the New Mexico Lobos back on track. The Lobos picked up a big Mountain West road win last night, taking down Colorado State 80-70. Albury finished with 9 points and 4 assists and is averaging about 11.8 points while shooting nearly 47% from the floor. When we think of the Orange Bowl in Miami, first thing that pops into your mind, football or Michael Irvin doing something he shouldn't be doing. Bahamian Sailors may be changing that narrative in their Orange Bowl. Several Bahamian sailors represented the country at the Tucci Orange Bowl International Youth Regatta in Florida. The team included 6 in the ILCA 6 fleet and 2 in the ILCA 4. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the United States seizes a Russian-flagged tanker in the Atlantic. This as the United States says it will control Venezuela oil sales indefinitely. And protesters and security forces clash in Iran. The story when our news returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The United States has seized a Russian-flagged tanker in the North Atlantic accused of violating sanctions linked to Venezuelan and Iranian oil. U.S. officials say the ship, known as the Marinera and also called Bella One, was deemed stateless after flying a false flag, part of what authorities describe as a ghost fleet operation. The seizure, backed by air and naval support from the United Kingdom, reportedly came as a second tanker was intercepted in the Caribbean. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the crew could be brought to the United States for prosecution if necessary. Russia has protested the move, saying the vessel was only temporarily flagged and warning that foreign powers have no right to use force against registered ships. Reports say the tanker is currently empty, though it has previously transported Venezuelan crude. Meanwhile, the U.S. says it has a 3-phase plan for Venezuela following the capture of President Nicolas Maduro in a U.S. operation over the weekend. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the first step is stabilization to prevent chaos, followed by a recovery phase that opens Venezuela's oil sector to Western companies and releases political prisoners before a final transition of power. Venezuela, which holds some of the world's largest oil reserves, has seen output cripple under sanctions, and China has condemned Washington's move as overreach. As part of that U.S. strategy, the Trump administration says it is moving to control sales of sanctioned Venezuelan oil, saying up to 50 million barrels could be sold with revenue held in U.S.-controlled accounts.
Bottom line is that there is a process now in place where we have tremendous control and leverage over what those interim authorities are doing and are able to do. But obviously this will be a process of transition. In the end, it will be up to the Venezuelan people to transform their country. We are prepared under the right conditions, using the leverage that we have, which includes the fact that they cannot move any oil unless we allow them to move it.
This as Cuba has confirmed the deaths of 32 of its military and interior ministry personnel killed during that U.S. raid in Venezuela. Cuban state television reports the dead include 21 members of the Interior Ministry and 11 from the Revolutionary Armed Forces, ranging in age from 26 to 67. According to Havana, the personnel were serving in Venezuela at the request of the country's security agencies. Cuba has maintained close military and security ties with Venezuela for decades, providing support to the government in Caracas. And clashes erupted again Tuesday at Tehran's Grand Bazaar, as video verified by Reuters showed protesters throwing gas canisters amid a heavy police presence. Rights groups say at least 25 people have been killed and more than 1,000 detained as protests over soaring inflation and a collapsing currency spread. Iran's police chief vowed to, quote, deal with the last of these rioters. Meanwhile, Tasnim news agency reports the government plans a monthly electronic stipend worth about $7 to be used at select grocery stores. The Iranian rial fell further Tuesday, down 4% since the unrest began. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was January 7th. Then in our news at 7:30, after a heated night at PLP headquarters, the Prime Minister speaking out, what he says about the tensions and the way forward straight ahead. Plus, the unseen professional making sure every trial is properly recorded. We take you inside the court reporting unit ahead of next week's opening of the legal year, when our news returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the
On this day in Bahamian history in 1883, Gumbe music pioneer Charles Leonard Lofthouse was born in Nassau. The singer, songwriter, and businessman helped shape the Bahamian sound with classics like Bahama Mama and Gumbe Drum, and co-founded the Lofthouse Agency and Record Company. Then in 1976, Olympic gold medalist Tonique Williams-Darling was born. The Bahamian sprinter won gold in the 400 meters at the 2004 Athens Olympics, a feat that later saw Harold Road renamed in her honor. And in 2018, tragedy struck Andros when a small aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff, killing all 6 on board. Investigators later ruled pilot error as the cause. To learn more about the events that shaped the day that was January 7th, head over to ournews.bs. And if you want to watch that or any of today's top stories, you can also visit rnews.bs. And of course, you can share your favorite stories right from the R News Bahamas Facebook page. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. But up now is our Megan Shepherd. She has got the latest headlines. Megan, happy hump day.
Happy hump day. Happy through the work week for some. First day back.
I was going to say, it's good to see you back. Talia and I had the biggest joke because she saw that moment when I was calling her name. Meanwhile, it was you on the desk. I told her it was long. It was a long
It's been a long holiday break, but much needed vacation, refreshed.
Yes, but so good to see you back.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks so much, Candino. Well, a major boost for Grand Bahama's tourism sector. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight, 2 new seats set to be added in the lower chamber following the completion of a boundaries report. I'm Delvari Manuel. Stay tuned to our news for the details.
Plus, the opposition leader is weighing in. He says government missed the mark on addressing fundamental issues. And then our Jasmine Brown takes us inside the courtroom. She puts the spotlight on a lesser-known profession that plays an integral role in the justice system. And later, one of Princess Cruise Line's largest ships makes its inaugural call to Freeport, carrying nearly 4,000 passengers. Officials say it's a great day for tourism on the island. We've got the details for these stories and more when our news continues.
For our organization, having LAMP means that our staff have access to awesome health care with a JCI accredited hospital where they don't have to endure long wait lines. What I like most about being a part of LAMP is that our staff can go into any doctor's hospital clinic, present their ID, and get services immediately, even throughout the Family Islands. When we go through our general orientation, when they find out that we have LAMP services through doctor's hospital, to see the excitement on their faces brings a joy that I cannot even explain. LAMP gives persons who would not necessarily have access to good service an opportunity to be seen by some of our top physicians. Pairing LAMP with NHI or a health insurance will give you premium services like you would have never known that you had access to. So I would recommend it so that persons can be covered as best as they can. LAMP in one sentence, I would say that LAMP is affordable and awesome.
It's Christmas.
Welcome to our news and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepherd. The number of constituencies that will be contested during this year's general election will go from 39 to 41. The additions were confirmed by the long-awaited boundaries report that was tabled in Parliament this morning. The move splits 2 of the largest constituencies in the country, one in the northern Bahamas and the other in western New Providence. Our Delvardo Emmanuel combed through the report and has a breakdown of which areas will be impacted. He also spoke with 2 MPs who will see major shifts in their constituencies. He tells us more in this report.
Just minutes into the first sitting of Parliament this morning, House Speaker Patricia DeVoe tabled this boundaries report. Now, this document recommends the creation of 2 new seats, one being Bimini and the Berry Islands and St. James and Western New Providence.
Madam Speaker!
The report was compiled by the Constituencies Commission, which was chaired by the House Speaker and deputy chaired by Justice Gregory Hilton, and included MPs Chester Cooper, Dr. Michael Dowell, and Shannon Cartwright. The 5-member commission said in its conclusion that they debated the option of redistributing electoral boundaries across the country. In the end, they noted that the majority of the commission members recommended the increase of the number of electoral constituencies from 39 to 41. The report stated, the 2 new seats shall be St. James on the island of New Providence and Bimini and Berry Islands, which was previously a part of the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency, and North Andros and Berry Islands respectively. And here's the breakdown. When it comes to the new Bimini and Berry Islands constituency, it will absorb 4 polling divisions from West Grand Bahama and Bimini, and the Berry Islands will no longer be attached to North Andros. As for the new St. James seat, it will absorb several polling divisions from the Killarney, Golden Isles, Tall Pines, and Southern Shores constituencies. Current Killarney MP and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis reacting this morning. He says he doesn't think it will hinder his re-election plans.
I'm not a runner. All right? I've been in Killarney throughout.
and I intend to stay in Galani, but I will review and see what the changes are and see whether I've gotten some new polling divisions, which meant that if that's the case, then I'll have to aggressively approach those areas immediately.
West End and Bimini MP Kingsley Smith also weighing in, telling reporters that the split in the northern Bahamas is good news for the people of Bimini.
If you look at Bimini Island, Bimini is an island, not the regular island anymore. It's almost like a city. They have everything that needs for them to strive economically.
Splitting the constituencies wasn't the only change. There were also slight name changes for two Family Island constituencies. The S was dropped from Exomas, making it the Exoma and Ragged Island constituency, while the word Central was added to the Mangrove Key and South Andros constituency. Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks so much, Delvado. Well, meantime, leader of the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, voicing his party's concerns with the Boundaries Commission's report tabled in the House this morning. The opposition leader says government has not rectified the issue of lack of parity in a number of constituencies. Our Danielle Miller explains.
Whether it's 39 or 41 seats, the leader of the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, says his party is ready to contest the next general election. But he says there are fundamental voting issues the Davis administration has failed to address.
With respect to the Boundaries report, as you know, our deputy leader represented us on the Boundaries report. We have signed the report. The government has not, in any major way in our minds, addressed the fundamental issues the Boundary Commission is established to deal with.
Pintard sharing those comments outside the House of Assembly this morning, just minutes before the Speaker of the House announced the establishment of two new constituencies for the 2026 general election. This decision, made by a 5-member commission, chaired by the House Speaker and deputy chaired by Justice Gregory Hilton, members of Parliament Chester Cooper, Dr. Michael Davil, and Shannon Dawn Cartwright, also part of that commission. One of the new constituencies, St. James, will be on the island of New Providence. The second, Bimini and Berry Islands, which was previously a part of the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency, and North Andros and Berry Islands, respectively. Pintard says he believes the Davis administration missed the opportunity to deal with a number of issues, including the lack of parity in terms of the number of voters in the various seats.
So, for example, in their move of taking Bimini and putting it with the Berry Islands, clearly if they were interested in greater parity across Grand Bahama, you would notice that there is at least a 1,300 vote difference between West Grand Bahama now and let's say East Grand Bahama. And then if you look across the Bahamas, the Prime Minister is representing a seat that has less than 1,800 voters. Whereas there are other seats, Marco City, for example, 6,200.
Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper responding to Pintard's concerns, noting the opposition had a member on the committee and these matters were fully discussed. He added the Davis administration did the work as objectively as they could.
The opposition member agreed with the report, executed the report. We laid the report today. That report will go to the Governor General. And indeed, next week the order will come, which will be executed by the Governor General.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
More questions tonight about the future of the Grand Lucayan Resort. And there's growing pressure on the Davis administration to move that project forward. The Free National Movement is speaking out about the pending sale of the resort, expressing concern over what it calls a lack of progress on Grand Bahama. Opposition leader Michael Pintard made the comments outside the House of Assembly this morning, saying the Progressive Liberal Party's leadership is having a negative impact on development on the island. It has now been more than 6 months since the government announced a deal to sell the Grand Lucayan Resort. Back in May 2025, the Davis administration agreed to sell the property for $120 million to U.S.-based real estate and hospitality developer Concord Wilshire Capital. But by November, employees reported that remaining full-time staff were reduced to 2-day work weeks, while contract workers were sent home indefinitely and told to use any accrued time off. Workers also said they went weeks without pay. But just days before Christmas, about 25% of outstanding wages were paid, offering some relief to employees and their families. When asked about the project last month, Prime Minister Philip Davis said the development is moving ahead. Pintard now claims internal challenges within the PLP, including a lack of unity, are contributing to delays not only in the Grand Lucayan but another major project as well.
Of the Progressive Liberal Party ought to work more closely together, because it is the internal challenges that they're having that we believe largely affects what's happening at the Grand Lucayan Hotel and the failure of that project to move ahead, and also the lack of progress on the airport. So we need them to get it together.
Well, Prime Minister Philip Davis breaking his silence on a heated exchange at the Progressive Liberal Party's headquarters on Monday. On the night in question, members of the Southern Shores branch gathered at the headquarters to discuss aspiring candidates Obi Roberts and Clint Watson. However, tempers began to flare and members were seen being contained in the parking lot to avoid physical altercations. Before entering the House of Assembly today, the Prime Minister, who was reportedly scheduled to attend Monday night's meeting, shared this about the incident.
Those physical altercations and often at the PLP branch. Physical altercations? Yeah, I didn't see any.
All right, well, judges, lawyers, and officers are courtroom fixtures we could all probably name, but an often unseen and overlooked legal professional is the court stenographer. Without them, the wheels of justice could barely move, as every trial needs a transcript to keep proper records of the proceedings. Our Jasmine Brown recently caught up with the director of the court reporting unit, Dr. Royanne Morrison, who describes it as an essential job.
People may look at it as a dying profession, but it is not. You still need that human element.
Meet Dr. Royanne Morrison, a 29-year veteran in this field. Nearly 3 decades ago, she saw a newspaper ad and decided to take a chance on a not-so-well-known career, court stenography.
So I'm like, what is that? I'd never heard of it before, but I was curious.
What followed was years of schooling and honing her skills as a stenographer. Also known as a court reporter, these professionals transcribe spoken words into written text at a high speed using shorthand or a special stenotype machine to create verbatim records of legal proceedings. And it's no easy job, starting with years of schooling that includes learning medical and even legal terms.
The attrition rate is relatively high in this field. You need at least 2.5 years regularly to complete the course from start to finish.
Morrison confirms there are currently 24 court reporters in country who are primarily attached to criminal courts.
Ideally, we would love to cover every court, but normally we have 2 persons assigned per court, and so 24 court reporters, 23 active court reporters. You do the math. That will only basically cover about 12 courts.
And like in many other jurisdictions, at times there has been a shortage of stenographers, like in California, where U.S. lawmakers say a shortage of court reporters has had a direct impact on trials. It's also been an issue here. But in recent years, the judiciary has implemented the For the Record system, which uses speech-to-text to complete transcripts. And before you think this system will put stenographers out of work, think again. Dr. Morrison says they're working side by side.
We give an accurate record. That is the difference between what we do and what AI may do. AI is good, and we can work in tandem with that, because if we get a recording or even a speech to text, we can go through that and ensure that it is the accurate.
Now, as you just heard from Dr. Morrison, concentration is a key factor for the job, but she also says you need stamina and focus. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
And be sure to join our Jasmine Brown on our TV next Wednesday morning, January 14th, for live coverage of the official opening of the legal year. A motorist has denied that police caught him with a loaded pistol. 31-year-old Prescott Williams was arrested on January 4th after police allegedly found a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol containing 2 live rounds of ammunition after they searched his bike. Williams pleaded not guilty to charges of possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition at his arraignment before Magistrate Lennox Colby. He was granted $7,500 bail and has to keep a curfew and wear an ankle bracelet. Williams' trial is set for April 9th. Well, to mark the start of the new year, parliamentarians gathered at the Church of God on East Street and Lily of the Valley Corner for its annual Parliamentary Church service. The sanctuary was filled with past and present parliamentarians, representatives of the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces, and U.S. Ambassador to the Bahamas, Herschel Walker, among other dignitaries. Leading the service was outgoing President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Bishop Delton Fernander, who urged those in positions of power to bring about meaningful and lasting change.
The future needs to be better for your children and our children. That when you leave office, whether you're in opposition or government, can you cultivate a country that you can say you left it better than you met it? Can you leave with a sense of pride knowing that you gave it your all to change the trajectory of a country and make it better every place? Because you know it's still better in the Bahamas.
He also used the moment to send out a clarion call to Bahamians to go out to the polls and not waste their vote.
We must reach deep within ourselves and ask ourselves, who is the best fit? Who is the person that will bring value to our country? We cannot trivialize the electoral process, neither can we not come and vote. Can I talk to us as a whole? That we've gone too far, we've come too far, we've fried too much fish, we've done too much frivolous for us to stay home and not vote. We didn't used to have this ability, one eighth of a human being, but now that we are a whole being, now that we are a whole person with a whole voter's card, we should show up at the ballot and vote for the person you want to run your constituency.
All right, well, we've still got lots more news to share with you tonight, but first, meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us for your first look at temperatures. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Nice on the outside right now if you want to get out there. 74 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. The winds out of the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 74. Satellite radar composite, high pressure still in charge. Some Atlantic moisture moving across portions of the Bahamas, sparking a few showers, and we still have that boundary just to the north of the Grand Bahama area with a few showers mainly near the Grand Bahama and the Bimini area. Most of those features will dissipate and high pressure will stay in charge of our weather for the next couple of days. Warmer temperatures expected during that time frame. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a look at your extended forecast when we come back.
When our news comes back from the break, the Sky Princess makes her inaugural call to Grand Bahama, carrying just over 3,900 passengers. We'll tell you about the expected impact for the island's tourism sector right after this quick break.
It's Christmas, come again. Time for color, family and friends. Red and green, the perfect pair. For a season so sincere. Baby Jesus in a manger. Loved ones who once were perfect strangers. At the same place, coloring supreme. Let us bring to life your Christmas dreams. Somewhere's Plaza, got it going on, yeah. Somewhere's Plaza, one-stop shopping is here. The family, community, for me. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us. Shop, shop, we've got so many stores. Shop, shop, our prices are right. Come spend the day, bring the family. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or offsetting a new injury, Doctors Hospital's comprehensive rehab services offer the help you need now.
Go to doctors.
3 advanced facilities at Collins Avenue, Carmichael Road, and Cable Beach means your personalized plan for care is just a visit away. From physiotherapy to occupational therapy and speech and language pathology, our team approach is all about rebuilding together. For a full list of services, visit doctorshosp.com/rehabilitation. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's it's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and this whole staff for what they do, and making sure the customers are taken care of, making sure we enjoy the gaming they do give to us. Chances is the great house to play, even down to the staff, is perfect. They're going to Marlboro.
A major boost for Grand Bahama's tourism sector as nearly 4,000 cruise passengers arrived on the island in a single day. The Freeport Harbor welcomed the Sky Princess to its port this week as the cruise ship made its inaugural call to the island. The visit was a planned port call for the Royal class vessel, one of Princess Cruises' largest ships, carrying just over 3,900 passengers on board. Deputy Port Director of Freeport Harbor Charles Roll says the call is significant, not just for the port, but for the wider Grand Bahama community. Roll adds that Freeport Harbor finished strong in 2024 and is continuing efforts in 2025 to increase cruise calls to the island. Meanwhile, Senior Manager of Guest Services at the Ministry of Tourism, Corinda Roll, says partnerships like these are key to driving long-term benefits for the island.
Last year we had a lot of unscheduled calls. We finished very strong in the month of December, where there were, I think, 3 or 4 unscheduled calls, and those that represented at least about 15,000 passengers arriving to our shores in December, unexpected passengers. So in that regard, and a lot of times Freeport represents an alternative for the cruise itinerary in a lot of cases.
When we have visits as such, it does help us to meet our mandate to our people to ensure that our guests have things to do when they come to our destination. We look forward to further partnerships.
A plaque exchange also took place on board the vessel. Captain Tony Draper described the arrival as a pleasant one.
It's a pleasure to be here today. We're 330 metres long. We can carry up to 4,450 passengers and 1,350 crew on board. So it's great to be here, and we look forward to many more calls in the future.
Coming up in sports, we start in the NBA. DA and the Lake Show get a W on the first night of a back-to-back. In college hoops, the other DA shines in conference play, and Bahamians set sail in one of the biggest youth regattas in the Americas.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest-running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Janae Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together. Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by Tanthier Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The Lakers' defense was becoming this much maligned talking point on social media, so DeAndre Ayton figured he had to do something about it. Okay, LeBron and Luka kinda helped. Ayton posted his 13th double-double of the season and anchored the Los Angeles Lakers defense in the team's 3rd straight win. He had 18 points and 11 boards to go along with 2 block shots in their 111-103 win over the New Orleans Pelicans last night. He shot 9 for 16 from the field and ranked second in the league in field goal percentage at 70. Ayton had some key moments in the Lakers' fourth quarter push where they outscored the Pelicans 32-17. The second half of the back-to-back is tonight in San Antonio.
I think we went through just switching everything. Every action that came, we was getting beat backdoor a lot down the stretch, and I think coach just wanted the ball and guy in front of us. So I think switching 1 through 5 really helped, and I think Brian being the lone man and him and Luka just talking, pointing out, calling out coverages early, and it just really helped, and we were all in sync, and you could tell that we have a pip in our step, closing the game where, we felt confident at what we were doing.
Dayton Albury's been with 3 different programs in the last 3 seasons, but this is the one that feels like he can get to end his career with a run in the NCAA tournament. Albury rebounded from one of his worst shooting games of the season to get himself and the New Mexico Lobos back on track. The Lobos picked up a big Mountain West road win last night, taking down Colorado State 80-70. Albury finished with 9 points and 4 assists and is averaging about 11.8 points while shooting nearly 47% from the floor, up from the 7.8 points he averaged last year with Utah State. The Lobos improved to 12-3 overall, 3-1 in Mountain West play, 1 game behind Utah State. When we think of the Orange Bowl in Miami, first thing that pops into your mind, football or Michael Irvin doing something he shouldn't be doing. Bahamian Sailors may be changing that narrative in their Orange Bowl. Several Bahamian Sailors represented the country at the Tucci Orange Bowl International Youth Regatta in Florida. The team included 6 in the ILCA 6 fleet and 2 in the ILCA 4. Eliza Denning led the way, finishing as the top female, 13th overall in the ILCA 6 and 2nd among Caribbean nations. Finley McKinney-Lambert placed 19th overall, while John Alexio posted his strongest showing at this regatta in 30th place. In ILCA 4, Arman Mawatcar finished 21st, and Callum Pritchard impressed in his debut at this level with a 24th place finish. The Tucci Orange Bowl Youth Regatta brought together more than 500 of the world's top young sailors in South Florida, marking the largest international youth regatta in the United States and South America. That'll do it for our sports. The constituencies may be a little different now. You might be a little confused, but you know what's simple? Voting is still the same at NBA.com, so head there. It's the election we need to be focused on right now. Get our guys to LA. Back to the studio.
On the other side of this break, Greg is back in the Weather Center with a complete look at your forecast across the country. Stick with us.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel.
This is our news. Welcome back. High pressure in charge at the surface. That high is a weak one, and we're seeing some light winds across most of the chain of islands. We still have some swells out there in the open Atlantic, still affecting the eastern sides of the islands. We're asking you about to exercise caution. That high will stay with us as it slides out towards the east. That's going to be paving the way for a frontal boundary, but it won't get near until sometime Sunday, Monday, as the storm system starts to take shape across the central portion of the United States. Weak boundary near the northern islands will trigger a few showers during that time frame as well, but we don't expect much in terms of any significant weather. Future forecast showing that pretty nicely across our area. Quiet conditions as we see a couple of spotty showers across the Florida Straits, just to the west of the Bahamas, near Grand Bahama. And of course, as I mentioned, it's going to remain rather quiet as most of the activity stays in the Atlantic. Boating conditions for the northwest and central Bahamas, a repeat of last evening. Caution flag for the Atlantic side, risk of rip current still there. Easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, but building up to 6 feet in the Atlantic in some north to northeasterly swells. High tide as it is at 11:10 tonight. Low tide takes place at 5:18 in the morning. Southeast Bahamas, caution flag down there as well. Winds still out of the east at 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 7 feet in some northeasterly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we are going to continue this weather pattern throughout the remainder of the week as the high pressure stays in charge. Temperatures will stay near the 80-degree mark. That's near normals during this time of the year. And temperatures at night will stay near the 70-degree mark, which is also near normals. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Thanks so much, Greg, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.